Welcome back. Reynoso here as your host, as I'll be doing a fun topic today, predicting all 48 nations that will be at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And I'll let you guys in on a secret. I'm getting all these right. I'm getting all of these right. I've seen the prophecy. I've seen the truth. I had a dream last night where I saw every single team that's going to qualify. And I'm here to speak it. 419 days until the World Cup starts. I cannot wait. And keep in mind, the next international break is in a month and a half, from June 2nd to June 10th. So this is my predictions as of right now on April 18th, with 7 out of the 48 total teams qualified. Let's go through it, folks. Comment down below if your team, if your nation is going to qualify to the FIFA World Cup. Here we go. Let's start with the host nations. Let's just go through them. We have 3 total host nations that have automatically qualified, starting with my beautiful Mexico, host nation with the potential of playing 5 straight games in Mexico at the World Cup. All they have to do is top their group and they'll get 5 straight games in Mexico. That's ridiculous to me. That's insane. Something special truly could happen for this Mexican side. Alongside them is the USA, who has automatically qualified as well as a host nation, and things are crazy for the USA right now. They're chaotic. It's not looking good at the moment, but remember, there's always that factor of host magic. And maybe, just maybe, that magic works for the USA. And then lastly, Canada, who also has the potential of playing 5 straight games in Canada. That host magic could also be applied to them. Let's see what the Canadians can do, as they've been up and down as of late, but maybe, just maybe, something special could happen for them. And now let's look at the teams that have officially qualified. We've got 4 of them now. 4, starting with Argentina. The defending champions have officially qualified. Messi has said that he wants to play at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and they're currently in first place in CONMEBOL. Argentina looks set to defend their trophy. Followed by New Zealand. New Zealand, the Kiwis, I believe, have qualified to the tournament for the first time since 2010 as they defeated New Caledonia 3-0 in the OFC final. Congratulations to New Zealand. Happy to have y'all. Lastly, we have 2 Asian teams that have officially qualified, starting with Japan. Japan is at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, making their 8th straight appearance at the World Cup. Crazy consistent. They're looking like one of the best forces in Asia, as they're in first place in Group C with 20 points at the moment. They have not lost. Japan looking to do something special. And then we have Iran, who also has been very consistent about qualifying to the World Cup in the modern era of football. Their 7th appearance total, and they're currently in first place in Group A with 20 points. Happy to see Iran. I'm excited to hopefully catch some of their games here at the States. And now here's where it gets fun. This is where it gets fun. We have 41 teams remaining. 41 teams left to pick. Let's go through every region. I'm going to select the teams that are most likely to go through, and we're going to decipher who are going to be the 48 teams at the FIFA World Cup. Starting with CONMEBOL, I can say with 90% to 95% confidence that Ecuador, Uruguay, Brazil, Paraguay, and Colombia have qualified to the FIFA World Cup. It hasn't been official. It's not official, but I can say with the utmost confidence that they're going to be there, man. I really think they will. You look at the table, there's a clear gap between Colombia and the next best team. It looks set with about, I think, 3 or 4 games left to be played in CONMEBOL. I think these 5 teams selected here will end up going through. So congratulations in advance to you guys. I have y'all qualifying to the FIFA World Cup. Where it gets really interesting, though, and the thing to watch in the CONMEBOL region now is the battle for 7th place. And I believe that battle comes down to Venezuela versus Bolivia. You look at the journey both teams have been on. Venezuela had a really good Copa America, whereas Bolivia didn't. But Bolivia has been getting a lot of good and important victories and results at home in CONMEBOL qualifying, while Venezuela also is getting some really big results, upsetting some big teams in the process. If I had to make my pick as to who goes to the Inter-Confederation Playoff, I'm going Venezuela. I'd rather see them at the World Cup personally, because I get scared about how Bolivia plays outside of in Bolivia. We saw how they played in the USA in the Copa America. Wasn't pretty. I have Venezuela going through the Inter-Confederation Playoff, and I'll be creating that bracket at the very end to see if they can qualify through that playoff system. Next region is AFC. we have the AFC region, and it's pretty tight here, but there's also some teams that I think are looking pretty set on qualifying, starting with Uzbekistan. I think Uzbekistan, with the utmost certainty, will end up qualifying. They've been magical so far. I loved everything I've seen from them, and I believe this would be their first World Cup qualification, which would be so special. It's going to be so cool to see Uzbekistan playing here in the States. Followed by South Korea. I think South Korea is going to be able to do it. They look like the commanding leaders right now of their group. They're going to do it, and we're going to see them at the World Cup. This is where it gets a little bit more tricky, but I do have Jordan. I have Jordan going through, as they have Iraq right behind them on the table by 1 point. But I think Jordan will pull it off, and we'll see them qualify automatically. Next up is Australia. They've seemed to gotten things right now that they have Popovich as their new head coach. Things are looking much better for the Australian national team. We're going to see them at the World Cup. This is where it gets interesting for the AFC region, though. It's in that fourth round. Who qualifies through the fourth round qualification? We get two teams that end up going through here. I have Iraq going through. I think they're the next best team out of all the teams I've listed already from the Asian region. And then I also have the UAE qualifying in the fourth round. The fifth round is chaos, though. It's chaos because who's the next best team? Who's the next best team? Is it Saudi Arabia? Is it Indonesia? Is it Qatar? Is it a side like Oman, who's been very underrated this whole qualification cycle? Who ends up going through to not automatically qualify, but to the Inter-Confederation Playoff as the AFC representative? We only get one pick out of 4. And this is tough. This is tough because obviously I know Indonesia is watching. I know we have that Indonesian support, but I'm going based off of my knowledge of AFC and who's the next best team. I don't think Indonesia is the next best team after UAE. I do think Saudi Arabia has a slight advantage there, or a team like Oman perhaps might be slightly better. I'm going to go Saudi Arabia. I have Saudi Arabia going through to the Inter-Confederation Playoff as the AFC representative, mainly because of that Hervé Renard magic, man. With how important he was as part of that Saudi Arabian process in 2018, he's going to showcase that once again. I have Saudi Arabia going to the Inter-Confederation Playoff. And so that's 18 teams I've already selected so far out of 48. Let's keep it going. CONCACAF. Who goes through in CONCACAF? We get 3 automatic qualifications in the round that comes after the current round that they are in. I have the 3 teams being Panama. This is 100%. 100%. I don't care if right now technically they're in second place in their group. They're going to qualify automatically. They're the best team out of all the remaining teams right now in CONCACAF. No question, no doubt. Panama is going through, and I'm excited about that. Next up, I have Costa Rica. Costa Rica will find a way. They always find a way to qualify. They've been so consistent. Even when you doubt them, they show that the way they know football, the way they teach football there, it's good enough to go to a World Cup. We're going to see Costa Rica at the World Cup. That third one is crazy, though. That third one gets really interesting. Who could it be? Curacao, Jamaica. Could it be Honduras? Could it be Haiti? It can be anyone. I'm going Honduras. I'm going Honduras so far. I think now is their time. They're looking great in their first 2 games in the current round that they're in. I'm going Honduras qualifies to the FIFA World Cup. And as part of CONCACAF, we get 2 representatives instead of 1 in the Inter-Confederation Playoff. So I have to pick the next best 2 teams. That's how I'm going to look at this. And I'm going to go Jamaica, and I'm going to go Curacao. Those are the 2 teams I'm going to go with. Shout out to Guatemala. I think they're doing something very, very special, but I just get a little worried about them. I have Jamaica and Curacao going to the Inter-Confederation Playoffs. And now we move on to UEFA. And UEFA gets 16 total spots, I believe. And it makes sense. They produce so many good teams. Let's go through them right now. I think it's pretty straightforward looking at the groups. I have Germany going through. I have Switzerland going through in a tight table where Sweden might potentially challenge them. But I'm going Switzerland because of what I saw at the Euros, where they went to the quarterfinals. I then have Greece topping Group C, a group that has Denmark, but I have not been convinced with this Danish team as of late. Group D winner, I have France. Then I have Spain winning the group of death with Turkey and Georgia in it. Portugal qualifying, the Netherlands qualifying, Austria qualifying, Italy qualifying, Belgium qualifying, England qualifying, and then the team that just refuses to die, Croatia qualifying automatically. And then looking at the UEFA playoff system, it will consist of 16 remaining teams, 4 of which will advance. It's a pretty complicated system. I'm trying to just simplify it by picking the next best 4 teams. And those next best 4 teams are going to be 1, Turkey, 2, Hungary, 3, Norway with Erling Haaland and Martin Odegaard going through. And then lastly, Sweden with Gyökeres and Alexander Isak qualifying this team forward. 16 team, folks, 16 teams. Crazy and very unfortunate that Georgia isn't a part of this. Bums me out. And now we go to probably the craziest region right now, the tightest one, the region that could definitely flip the most when you look back on this list a year from now. It's the CAF region. My goodness. Let's go through it. This is who I have qualifying through. I have Egypt qualifying as a top Group A, and it's looking very likely. I then have Senegal. Senegal, who's currently in second in Group B, but I do see them ultimately getting the jump over DR Congo. I think Senegal pulls it off and they end up getting first place in Group B. I then have South Africa qualifying. Shout out for hosting the World Cup in 2010. Shout out South Africa. Followed by Cape Verde, who's in a tight race with Cameroon right now, but I think they're going to do it. Next up, Morocco, 100% in. 100% in, no question whatsoever. Ivory Coast is qualifying to the World Cup. They're in a tight race with Gabon at the moment, but I think Ivory Coast will do it based off of what I saw in AFCON. Algeria, welcome to the World Cup. After missing out in 2022, I think Algeria makes it back as they will top Mozambique with a 3-point gap. Right now, they're going to be able to do it. This Algerian team is looking very, very good. And then Tunisia, so consistent, so reliable. Doesn't even matter the players that they have. They always find a way. Tunisia is going to qualify despite there being a good second place team behind them in Namibia. And then lastly, automatically qualifying out of the CAF region, I have Ghana. Ghana will return to the World Cup. They should be able to pull it off. Ghana goes through, which then leaves a lot of potential candidates remaining for the Inter-Confederation Playoff as CAF only gets 1 representative. There's some good teams. Gabon is looking really good. Namibia is looking good. DR Congo, Cameroon, all looking dangerous. Comoros even is looking really good numbers-wise. My pick here is going to go to DR Congo. I have Senegal topping them in their group, but I do think this DR Congo team is very, very good, and they will vie for a World Cup qualification spot. DR Congo goes through, although I wouldn't be surprised if Gabon finds a way to make it as well. DR Congo is my pick, though. That's 46 out of 48 teams selected. Now we get to the fun part of the Inter-Confederation Playoff, which I'm actually very excited about. 6 total teams that qualify into this little mini tournament to decide who gets those final 2 spots. And the way this thing goes is the top 2 teams, based off of FIFA rankings, get an automatic bye to the final. And so those 2 teams, in my hypothetical situation here, would be the 47th place team, Venezuela, and the 58th place team, Saudi Arabia, getting that automatic advancement into the final of the Inter-Confederation Playoffs. The rest of the teams, I believe, just get randomly drawn against each other. The way my random draw went was New Caledonia facing off against Jamaica, winner faces off against Venezuela, and DR Congo versus Curacao, winner gets Saudi Arabia. Let's go through these predictions to see who gets the final 2 spots. In New Caledonia, Jamaica, I mean, it's the 151st ranked team in FIFA going up against the 63rd in Jamaica. Granted, Jamaica has not been playing good football in the past couple of years, but I do think they play better football than New Caledonia. Jamaica goes through to face off against Venezuela in that final, and I have Venezuela winning that matchup, meaning that Rondon will be at the World Cup. It'll be beautiful to see. Beautiful to see. And then lastly, DR Congo going up against Curacao. This will be an incredible matchup, a tight matchup. Curacao ranked 90th and DR Congo ranked 61st. I got Congo going through. DR Congo goes through to face off against Saudi Arabia in a tight 61 versus 58 matchup in which DR Congo will go through. I have DR Congo and Venezuela being my final 2 selections. Folks, those are the 48 teams I saw in my dream. I saw in the prophecy. I saw in the vision that will be at the 2026 FIFA World Cup here in the States. Jokes aside, these are just my predictions. I'm just having fun with it. Folks, please let me know, who do you have going through? More than anything, I'm just so excited for the biggest tournament in the world to come here to the States. 419 days left. I can't wait. I can't wait. Folks, comment, like, and subscribe on your way out, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.